I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. I'm about to say, what's going on? You couldn't hear the intro or nothing?
I heard the intro, but then as soon as you came on, it went off.
Okay, well, let me try that again. Good evening, and thank you for tapping in tonight right here on PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. And tonight, we are discussing fantasy self versus your nervous system. And it's going to be a juicy conversation per usual. And we are talking unfiltered conversations about intimacy, sex, and everything in between. And we thank you for tapping in with us tonight. I am your girl, Leo Rochelle. And we got Auntie Gina Marie in this thing with us as well. Hey, honey bunny.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, boo?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Hey, queen.
Hey,
There
queen.
go my queen. My queen, my queen. What's up, baby? I gotta tell y'all why they call me Leora. But tonight we are having an amazing conversation about the difference or the way that our fantasy self shows up differently when our nervous system is having us to compete. Our nervous system will make us navigate ways that our fantasy self would like to, but it won't. And that might sound crazy, but we're going to get into it so y'all can fully understand what I'm saying. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. So let's get into this conversation. So the difference. Hold on, let me pull up my notes so I can get ready. And while I'm getting ready, Gina Marie, how you been doing today, baby? How you feeling?
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Good.
Yes.
Feeling better, good. I'm glad. You be over here having me worried, honey.
Girl, I'm covered by the blood, and that's all.
I know that's right. I know you be fine, but still.
Take the concern.
Yes, ma'am. So we're gonna talk about the fantasy self. So the topic for tonight is the fantasy self versus our nervous system. And so if we know, like we know, that our nervous system controls a lot of how we navigate, how we move, how we show up, and a lot of what we do on a day-to-day, whether it's when it comes to people, when it comes to how we show up at work and all kind of things. A lot of ways that we show up is based on our nervous system. And so the other side of that is a lot of us have fantasy selves. A lot of us have these fantasy personalities, fantasy selves, and all of that kind of good stuff too. And it's absolutely nothing wrong with having a fantasy self, but we're going to deep dive into what that fantasy self looks like and how you can actually have that fantasy self really show up. Because sometimes that fantasy self be trying to show up at the wrong place at the wrong time, or it won't show up when we need it to. We try to get in our little fantasy tonight. And we don't, and it's she don't want to show up. She do not be wanting to show up. So we gonna tap into this thing so we can really have the conversation we're looking to have tonight. And I'm trying to make sure this thing don't. There we go. Because for whatever reason, don't nobody ever want to call until I'm doing something. So let me make sure that's squared away. But we're going to talk about fantasy first. So fantasy often feels safer than reality. Okay? That's the truth of it all. Fantasy exists in a controlled environment. So in our fantasy mind and in our fantasy world, rejection is limited, vulnerability is imagined, outcomes are controlled, and emotional consequences feel very distant. Okay. Mm-hmm. So just think about when you role playing or when you are in your most comfortable self, when you are navigating the space with somebody that you actually love and like, and you're navigating that space sexually and intimately. So when you're in that space, your brain often feels safer to explore. Excuse me. So when we're in our fantasy self, we can explore our taboo desires, emotional intensity. We can even play around with the power dynamics and all of that. Be super vulnerable. We can give the best attention, and in that fantasy self, we may be able and willing to surrender in ways that we would not any other time. You dig?
True.
So when it comes to your fantasy self, Miss Gina Marie, what do you feel like you're able to do more of as your fantasy self that you aren't able to do? You dropped that head so fast. What do you feel like you're able to do as your fantasy self that you can't do as your actual self, like your realist self?
Oh, my fantasy self, I can do anything. I can control the narrative. I can be who I want to be, and there's no limitations on that. There's no caution. I can throw caution to the wind and just be her.
Come on.
So in my fantasy world, my fantasy name is G Marie.
Come on, G Marie.
G Marie, she's a beast. That's all I can say. She's a beast.
So, come on, beast. I ain't mad at her.
G Marie she's controlling. She controls everything. So whoever she comes in contact, whether it be male or female, everything is geared toward what she wants. It's geared toward how she wants to move, how she wants the narrative to be, and everything is just like about pleasure, just pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. And that's how I would rather it be. But in real life, you can't always have pleasure. You got to have everything that's in between. But in my own little bubble,
in your own little world.
G Marie is all about we're gonna have this pleasure and we're gonna thrive off of it. And I control everything. So everybody's gonna do what I say. So basically, if you really want to think about it, I'm basically the mistress, the
Okay, I was about to say in your Dom era.
I'm my dumb era.
Okay, I ain't even okay, neat.
I had to
Okay.
switch that knee because that knee was about to kill me. But no,
Listen.
I'm in my Dom era, and so it's more of I'm just being who wants to in real life. You can't be this person. You can't, it's like in real life you're stuck in this bubble and you have to do this, do that because you can't throw caution to the wind because there's consequences with you throwing caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
But in my own fantasy world, I can throw caution to the wind and be like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. And nothing's going to even happen because this is my world, this is my reality, and everything happens the way I want it. Everything is placed the way I want it to be.
Right.
So, you know. So, what about you in your fantasy world?
So for me, it can either go one of two ways where I am fully uninhibited, like you said, like fully uninhibited, throwing caution to the wind. But me throwing that caution to the wind comes with safety.
Mm.
I am very big on safety. I am very big on like safety outside of the bedroom first. So that emotional safety, that all of the other ways that I can feel safe and secure with you before we even tap into that bedroom, that helps me to be more present in the bedroom. If I
Right.
feel like I have to, if I feel like I have to constantly watch how I show up or watch what I say or watch what I do, then it makes a big difference for me. It makes a big difference in how I operate. So out the safety part is first, but once I am safe and once I do feel that safety, then there is no limit to what can actually take place. There's no limit to what we could do or how we could show up or what we could, participate in. And like I said, I don't know if I said that recently, I learned that I'm a primal switch. So
Right.
learning that about myself, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a whole lot more sense what um than what I initially thought, because what I initially thought was that I was just full blown sub, and I'm not. I'm actually a primal switch. And retaking that test was like, oh,
It makes sense.
aha,
Yeah.
aha. And so now I have a full understanding of how I show up, in what ways I'm able to show up, especially depending on the situation, because I do have moments where I want to be in control and where I want to take charge and where I won't shut up, do as I say, and all that, you know what I'm saying? But the other side of me is generally like, no, you be in control, you do your thing, and then I'm gonna follow your lead. So but also the fantasy part of me is absolutely free. She does not do all of this overthinking and all of that other kind of stuff. She ready, she TTG, trained to go, okay? So she is ready, willing and able and all of that kind of stuff. But on the other side, like my day-to-day self, I'm always like, okay, business, 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 let's do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. And so we have to do all of those things on a regular basis. And so outside of those regular things, I am generally like, I want to have fun. I want to be free and I want to feel my freedom. I don't want to just say that I have it or that I'm actually free. I want to feel it. I want to see it. I want to participate in my freedom and
Right.
not just know that it's there sitting off on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? That it's
Yes.
not just sitting off on the sideline waiting on me to show up, because that's the other part about it too when you think about your fullest self is that um you actively have to be present in that fantasy self. Your fantasy self is not somebody that could be kind of somebody that's a standby, you know. Your
And half out.
Yeah, your fantasy self got to be fully present. And so that's the other part too. Is like I haven't had the opportunity to tap into that in such a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey T Ron. What up, boo? Um,
Hey, hey.
and so that fantasy self is like, what we waiting on? What is happening? And so with reality, reality is very unpredictable, emotional exposure. We have that fear of judgment when it's in our reality self. When we're in our realist self, some of us do have that fear of judgment, the body insecurities, the attachment triggers, and performance anxiety. Because what if I don't do it right? What if I don't do it right? What if I don't show up right? But what if he look at my butt and don't like it? All of those kind of things happen when you are in your reality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what reality is. Like we are human, so we do have those moments where we're going to look at some of the things that are happening. Like, no. So it matters. It matters.
Yeah.
Um, but the brain was such a beautiful organ. The brain is capable of imagining experiences that the nervous system still interprets as unsafe,
Yes.
like choking. Your brain be like, no, don't do it, don't do it, it's not safe. But on the other side of that not being safe, you still want to feel the choke. But
Yeah.
and but in all of that, the understanding is that that contradiction is absolutely normal. It is normal for two things to two thoughts to exist at one time. So we have the thought like, oh, I can't wait to get into this and I want to do this and I want to go full in. But then on the other side, there is that thought like, oh, is this even gonna be safe? And that's okay. It's okay to have those two thoughts, opposing thoughts at that. So the one thing about our nervous system is that it is always going to prioritize that safety over our desire. Like it's always going to prioritize safety first. So the nervous system's job is not to make sure that we are pleased. That is not its job. It's not going to make sure that you are pleased. The primary job of the nervous system is protection. So if the body perceives an emotional risk, instability, unpredictability, shame, fear, or pressure, it may interrupt arousal completely. So your body has to feel what? Safe.
Safe.
Your body has to feel safe in order for you to be able to show up and to be aroused.
That part.
Because what can happen if your body is like, mm-mm. No, not your body. Your nervous system is like, mm-mm.
You be like
I
this in the
said
bed.
no. I said no. And
You
so
be teeth.
that can easily look like somebody suddenly losing the desire to want to be in the mood right then. Like quick. Like, dang, you don't do it no more.
Yes.
Um, Freezing during intimacy, disassociation, emotional shutdown, avoidance, and anxiety during vulnerable moments. So even if the person genuinely wants to experience, uh, genuinely wants that experience mentally, their body and their nervous system is not on the same page. So if it feels like, I said no, your body gonna be like,
What you
So
That is true.
That shut down. It went from Aquafina to the Sahara.
It went from
Yeah. To a tight
lemon, like somebody that poured a lemon in it, and it be like, what?
tight. Okay. Um so just so that y'all understand that arousal is not just psychological, that it is also physiological. So the body must feel safe enough to stay present in that space, in that conversation, in those interactions, all of that. Your body got to feel safe. So if you're not feeling safe, then what does that tell you? Your nervous system, this is the one thing I've learned is that your nervous system may be telling you two things. This person isn't for you. That may be the biggest thing, that this person is not for you. Because your
Right.
nervous system gonna tell you before anything else could tell you. But also the one thing I've learned recently is that your vagina is gonna tell you.
Baby.
Now
Baby.
I didn't learn that recently. I knew, but also recent events helped me to remember that. Okay.
Yes.
So your body got to be present and it got to feel safe in order to fully be present in that thing, that moment, in that time, all of that. So it makes a big difference.
Big time.
So, um, emotional intensity and erotic intensity often overlap one another. We like that. We like that emotional and erotic intensity. That's gonna be some good stuff. I don't know about for y'all, but in my mind, that just sounds wonderful. Um, so the other thing is like what we don't recognize when we talk about fantasy and all of that is that we think that the fantasies are just like sexual or that it has a
Right.
lot to do with our body, but it's not. Fantasy is often a combination of emotional and sexual because we have to think about it. We be trying to act like we always say like getting entwined or in these flings or sexually being active with somebody is not going to make you be in your emotions or in your feelings. That thing tickles me every time and I do not know how to turn it off. Um but a lot of the things like go hand in hand. You have to be emotionally invested in order for you to be sexually invested to an extent. Now, I'm not saying you got to be in love because we know that's not all the way true. But you do
Right.
have to have some type of emotional investment in the situation that you are currently in order for you to be sexually invested and for you to be sexually aroused and free. Don't tell me otherwise. Like that's exactly how it has to be. So, people often fantasize about being deeply wanted, chosen, consumed emotionally, cared for, controlled, protected, desired without hesitation. So, those fantasies frequently connect to attachment needs, validation, emotional safety, and identity exploration. So that's why fantasy can feel emotionally addictive. That's why we sometimes get into those spaces where we find it hard to step outside of our fantasy life or persona or world because it is really truly fulfilling something that we need in that moment in time and in that space. We're like,
Right.
oh my God, I really need it. And so it can be addictive because you're in that space, you're in that thought process, and you're in those very, very deep feelings and thoughts. And being in those deep feelings and thoughts about someone or something can become addictive. The thought of being in your fantasy world or fantasy life or persona can be addictive because why I gotta come out of it? Why I gotta go back to reality? So that's another part of the whole emotional and intensity and the erotic intensity going hand in hand. Um,
Yes.
so that makes a difference.
Yes. But people
Um, hmm,
people will get it confused because sometimes when people have never had that emotional awakening when it comes to dealing with people,
hmm,
they'll get that erotic connection confused with that emotional. And
hmm,
um, because you love that emotional, but that erotic is what is going to feel like sometimes people feel like they're missing something, but that erotic will make you feel that empty space.
hmm.
And so when that emotional connection is made, people be like, "Oh, is it the same thing?" And they're just two separate things.
Yeah.
They both can coexist, but you have to know the difference in order to make them work. And a lot of people, they're what they say stuck chasing the erotic part,
Hmm. You
and
chasing that high. That's like you had your first
because
hit.
it's that emotional
Hmm.
intense feel from that erotic that they're chasing.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Sometimes that's all they know. So when they get that emotional connection, and a lot of people are scared, they're scared of it, and so they'll be like, "Well, I don't want that, but I do want this. I love this intense feel I get." But
Yep.
when you intertwine both of them together, that is a powerhouse in itself.
Smoking.
It's smoking because
Smoking.
you know what you're talking about. I mean, not talking about. I'm looking at Moses' comment. um, um, then you're going to know what's going on with your body, with your mind,
Yep.
and so then you can work it. You know what I'm saying? You can really work it because you got that emotional and that erotica. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Shut that
It's
door.
different. It's
It's,
very
it's
different.
and some people never get to experience those together. Which
Hmm.
I feel sorry for you because, baby, that is something you need to feel.
Uh-huh. And the combination of the two is very different than having
Yeah.
one or the other. But people try to separate the emotional from the erotic, and that's really not, it's not possible because the emotional helps you to fully attach to that experience of the erotic. So you get to fully experience all of it, fully be in the flow, fully understand what's happening, and you're fully able to let go in that space, you know. So it does it does take both.
Yes.
You can't separate one from the other.
No,
Um
Moses. Be good tonight.
and so one of the things is that some people want to surrender, some people want to let go, all of those kind of things, but they fear being vulnerable. Some
That's what
people are very fearful. Um, some people are very fearful of being vulnerable, and that vulnerability, mm, you can't surrender without being vulnerable. You can't do one without the other. You
you
want to
got
be
me.
vulnerable, so you have to surrender. You have to let go. And that's part of one of the biggest things psychologically. Um, for that to take place. So somebody may want to be a submissive. Somebody might want to surrender and let go and fully being emotionally exposed. Somebody might want to be fully emotionally exposed. But the part of that is that we panic when it's time to fully be, fully surrender, fully submit, or fully be in that element, because our bodies tense up, our bodies panic, our bodies like, what? We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We not doing that. Who? That's what our body be saying.
Like this. You be like,
Uh-huh.
I can't.
That might be like, who finna do that? No, thank you.
But
And
sometimes
so when our body gets in that no thank you space,
you just have to just do this. Be like, okay, just take me. Just take me.
But even if they're doing that, they're fully like laid back, fully trying to be in it. Their body is still tense. Like they're in the moment, but they're like, their body is still clenching instead of fully relaxing and letting go. So
comes back to that safe place.
It go. That's what I was trying to get to. Like, it goes back to being emotionally, or feeling safe, feeling safety, not safe, feeling that safety and fully being present in that space with that person, because that's what makes a difference. That's what gives you that opportunity to fully deep dive and be present and all of those kind of things. Because you can't say you want to submit but unwilling to fully let go and deep dive. One does not happen without the other. And so people panic when intimacy becomes emotionally real, and the reason being is that surrender requires trust, regulation, nervous system safety, and emotional visibility. So if I'm being vulnerable with you, you have to be vulnerable with me. It doesn't work one way or the other. It has to go both ways. We both have to feel emotionally safe, seen, heard, understood, because otherwise that body is going to still show you what? I'm cool on it. I ain't trying to do it. So, like, there have been times where I've been like, I'm ready. And then the minute something happened, then I'm like, no, I'm not. I lied. Quit playing. I'm going to get out my face. Get out my face, nigga. Like, because the vulnerability of fully saying, I'm ready, and doing all of that, and you step into the space where you're like, oh, let's do this, and you're excited. But that other person's energy could easily deter you from being prepared for that thing.
Yes.
Because you're ready, but especially me being an energy person, I walk into that space and your energy is ass. You can suck a black, you can suck the back of my tail, bro. I'm cool. I am cool. Your energy is ass. I'm cool on it. We not doing nothing. Because she not even gonna prepare. She not even finna show up. She finna be like, I don't want that.
Why am I even here? Why you bring me
here? What is me doing?
You played yourself. That's all you did was play yourself.
And I think if a lot more of us listen to our bodies and paid attention when we're in those spaces, like, we could save ourselves some heartache and pain. Because ain't no way I'm pulling up and I'm in my full glory, and your energy like, oh, okay, what up?
What up?
The fuck not.
You better show up the door with a robe and nothing else on, but anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You show up fully ready, trench coat, fishnets, all of that, and you up here talking about some. What up? Nothing.
I'll
And
be
head
like,
on back to the crib. Cause
Daddy,
no.
not you. Good night.
Because no. What do you mean? What up? Like,
Yeah, you scratch your head, you be like,
uh
look at your watch. Oh, oops.
you wasn't
My
expecting
children
me, so
call.
I'm
Look,
finna
look
just
at
go on
your
and
phone.
go home.
Pick your phone up. Look at your phone. Oh, my children calling. I
Listen,
gotta
I ain't
go.
even got no kids. That's gonna be my excuse too. My kids calling. I got never mind. I gotta go back to the crib. They gonna be like, yo, kids, yeah, my kids calling. Cause the one thing that you will never make me feel is like an idiot for doing something that felt right. You know what I'm saying? You make me feel stupid. I'm good on you. I promise you I'm not gonna do it again. I promise you I'm not gonna do it again. You'll be
You
like,
came for
what happened to that
war.
one time? What happened to that
No, baby.
time? Oh, yeah. What happened to it?
You
That's the
spoke
you
rules
tell
that
me what happened to it. But you made me feel stupid for trying to do something adventurous because I was feeling adventurous. I bet you I won't do it the fuck again. Bet you I won't do it no more.
it's like,
I
no, you
promise
got
you that. I bet you gonna have to sit there and wonder what happened for the rest of your natural black ass life because I ain't doing it again. I ain't doing it no more. Like I'm not gonna do it.
baby, I tried. Be like, what they say, baby, I tried.
Listen, because I did, and you made me feel stupid, so I'm not gonna do it no more.
Mm-mm.
I
And it
tried,
takes
made me feel stupid. I'm not doing it again. So
to even come out of their comfort zone to even get to that point where they feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, I'm finna be adventurous. I'm gonna put on my best lingerie, put on these fishnets, put on these heels, put this trench coat on. That's all. Let me go on and get in this Uber or get in this car.
and
Babe,
pull up.
baby, I'm on my
I'm
way.
ready. I got the
I'm
girls
on,
out. We
yeah,
ready.
I'm on my way. You get
And
there
you
to the
up here
door.
talking about, I get there, you talking about some what up?
What up? You be like, and as soon as he open up the door, you be like, what they say, bang. You be like, and he like, what up? What up?
What up?
That's how we doing it. Oh, okay.
Nigga, don't worry about it.
Don't
I'm
worry
finna
about
go
my
back to the
children
house.
calling. My children calling about right now.
Matter of fact,
I'm on my
I'm
way.
finna call somebody else on the way back to the house. Fuck is you talking about, bro?
Just gonna
Like
appreciate
what?
all of this. I put in all this time, and what? I done got my courage up and everything. Just and you gonna greet me at the door with what's up? Well, damn, you could have said, well, goddamn, baby. I wasn't
Something,
expecting
anything.
anything.
And even if I'm not like fully exposed to nothing like that, like if I just got on something that looked cute, say I look the fuck cute, whatever. But if you never compliment me, that says a lot. That says a lot about how you feel about me. But also that shows that you ain't paid no motherfucking attention to me as a woman. Because why would you not compliment a woman that looks the fuck good?
Especially if she's every time you see her, she's showing up, presenting herself nice. I mean, she don't have to have the tatas out all the time, but she's presenting herself, and you never acknowledge. Kick rocks. I'm gonna go on here and on over here. Everybody that I've been putting on hold.
I'm finna go on over there where it's appreciated at because what is we even doing?
Right.
Or if I'm just chilling in my element and I look nice, or I'm just the vibe is different than what you're used to, but it's still a juicy, delicious ass vibe. And you like, oh, this is different. But instead of acknowledging what the vibe is and being fully present in it, you like, you turn it into something else. Fuck out of my face,
Yeah.
Elroy.
I'd be like, okay. So you just
Fuck out of
made
my
this
face, Stanley. Because why would you make me feel that way? Like, that's insane. That's a different type of power dynamic. And I think that those are the moments when somebody is actively trying to humble you or make you feel away. I think that's what that feels like to me. It's like, I don't know, but then you want to hunch on me. Fuck out of my face.
But then that's when they try to humble you, you go ahead and humble them and show them, baby, I got options. You're not the only one.
You
I
ain't
got options.
the only one.
I got options. But God don't keep playing. You trying to play with my feelings, trying to play with my emotions. You got the right one.
You
Who do
got
you
the
want?
right one, baby. Okay.
You want Gina? You want Gina Marie? Or do you want Marie? You let me know. We all can go there with you.
Listen, cause you get somebody different. It ain't gonna be who you expected though. Like, it's not gonna be who you expected. So there's that. You better figure out what you want. Cause
Choose wisely.
otherwise, you gonna get a whole different personality than what you thought you was gonna get. But
Mm.
let's talk about how fantasy is a nervous system escape space. Because it can be. Because what we don't realize is that fantasy can function as a stress reliever, emotional regulation, identity exploration, and that's one of the ones I really want to talk about is identity exploration, controlled stimulation, or temporary escape. So,
Mm.
fantasy is a very healthy thing. Just because you want to do all those things, it doesn't make it unhealthy, okay? Because people will try to make your enjoyment to be something unhealthy, unnecessary, unimportant, or whatever. But your fantasy, your escape, and all of that is very important. Your need for the nervous system escape is very fucking important as well. Cause I've been ready to escape for a while now.
Right.
I've been ready to escape this nervous system shit for a while. I just haven't had the opportunity to. But I also ain't had nobody to escape into fantasy world with. That's the part. Like, I want to be safe in my escape. And I'm over here solo dolo. So I haven't had the opportunity to escape into my fantasy world like I would like. Do I go there in my mind? Absolutely. Quite often. But I want to go there in my body. I don't want to just go there.
You want
I
to
want to just
feel
go there in my
it.
mind. I want to go there in my body. Because it's a different experience. You can go there in your mind all day long. But to escape fully in your body and then navigate it in such a way that it's like, okay, now I can deal with the rest of life because you have that escape. Your nervous system was able to get regulated. You were able to have those moments that were necessary because that nervous system escape is literally like us tapping into our favorite thing. If it's music, it's that escape into that music, or if it's art, that's what that nervous system escape does. And so I need a moment. I need a moment. Okay.
Baby.
Um, it's important to ask yourself, am I exploring desire or escaping reality? Can it be both? Is the question. Can it be both? Am I escaping reality to explore my desires or what? What you think? You think it can be both?
Think it could. It just depends on the situation and the person.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could be both. It really could. They both could coexist together.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to think. Like, can escaping reality and exploring the desires coexist?
I think so.
Um, and let's find out. Because I want to know. Because if it's, I know there's a difference between escaping reality and exploring the desire, but if they cannot coexist, then what is the thing? Okay, so it says yes, but only if you're honest about which one is leading.
See.
Escaping reality and exploring desire can absolutely coexist, but they come from two different types of energy. Mm. Escaping reality is often about avoidance, numbing the pain, dodging responsibility, not wanting to feel something. Exploring desire is about expansion, curiosity, pleasure, self discovery, embodiment. The tension happens when escape disguises itself as desire. You might tell yourself, I'm just exploring what I want, but really you're running from something uncomfortable. Or you might genuinely be tapping into your desires while also giving yourself a break from the weight of life. So both can coexist in the same space. A night out, a connection, sex, fantasy, creativity, but the intention matters more than the action.
Mm.
See, we was right.
Yes.
We was right. So here's how to tell the difference in real time. So after you're done, do you feel fuller or emptier? Desire tends to leave you feeling expanded, fuller, even if it was intense. Escape often leaves you feeling quiet and empty or disconnected. Are you choosing it or needing it? Desire feels like I want this. Escape feels like I need this to not feel something else. So that's a big difference too. Um, can you be present in it? Desire lives in the body in the moment. Escape usually pulls you out of yourself. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. That's it. That's it. And so the difference would be I know life is heavy right now and I'm choosing pleasure anyway instead of I'm escaping from life. I'm choosing pleasure anyway even though life is hard. So that's the power in how you lead with it or how you show up in that space. That makes a big difference.
It
And that's
does.
good. But if pleasure becomes the only place you feel okay, then it's no longer exploration, it's refuge. So if that's the only time you feel safe, heard, seen, or any of those things, then it's no longer um it's no longer the fact that you are exploring your desires. It's now that you are seeking refuge in that space, which then in turn leaves you feeling empty in the end anyway. So we got to think about that. Refuge isn't bad. It just shouldn't be your only home. Um, that's so good. That's good. I like that. And that's how you can differentiate the two. So that way you know how your energy is showing up. If you like, oh, I just needed this. That's different than saying I really wanted this. I really wanted this. Because that want and need is two different things. And we say that all the time when we
It
talk about
is.
relationships. Want and need is two different things. And so wanting the desire or the escape is different than actually needing the desire and escape. So make sure y'all figure that out. When y'all out here doing what you do, that you figure that part out. Cause that's a big difference and it'll show in how you show up. because some of us just be escaping all the time.
Mm,
I ain't I ain't had an escape in a while, so I'm about due.
baby, I am
I'm
too.
is about due. Um, so a few statistics when it comes to the nervous system and all of that kind of stuff. So research consistently shows chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which can suppress libido and interfere with arousal. And I believe we talked about that recently on what show was that? I can't think of the title, but go to our YouTube channel. It's on there. It's one of the shows that we did towards the end of the year last year. And we talked about what the libido does and all of those kind of things and what things can keep you from feeling desire or arousal and all of that. So make sure you check that out. But anxiety and sexual avoidance. So studies suggest anxiety disorders are strongly associated with reduced sexual satisfaction, avoidance behaviors, and difficulty staying mentally present during intimacy. So you got to show up. If you want it to be good, you got to show up. You want it to be good, you got to be present. So, fantasy is extremely common. So the research has shown the overwhelming majority of adults engage in sexual fantasy regularly. Good for y'all. Often using fantasy for emotional exploration, stress reduction, curiosity, and identity expression. Um, the nervous system activation impacts arousal. So when the body remains in sympathetic nervous system activation, the fight or flight mode, sexual responsiveness can decrease significantly, and the body prioritizes survival over pleasure. So that's why when some people say, when my money ain't right, I ain't horny.
Mm,
That's why. Because I'm trying to survive. I could give a damn about pleasure right now. But also
right.
y'all should still be having pleasurable moments, even though, you know, life is life. So um I'm just letting y'all know. But a few pointers for some of y'all who want to explore your fantasy self safely. You want to explore your fantasy self safely. So, number one is to stop judging the fantasy immediately. That fantasy does not automatically equal dysfunction, danger, moral failure, or hidden intent. It is okay to be curious. And I think the older we've gotten, a lot of what we see across social media and all of those things is that we get judged for the things that we want to explore or that we're curious about. And you're a fucking grown adult. You can be curious, you can explore, you can try things and
Yeah.
not necessarily worry about the judgment because what? You're an adult, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're a moral failure. You haven't failed God or none of that. Like, none of that has happened, okay? None of that has happened. Curiosity creates more understanding than shame. So it is okay to explore. It is okay to figure out who you are outside of the titles that you carry. It is okay to figure out who you are outside of the jobs that you do. So it's okay for you to decide I want to learn something new about myself in a different way. Learning about yourself don't always have to come through trials and tribulations. Because
Hmm.
we really think that's the ultimate character builder is going through trials and tribulations. It ain't. Sometimes we just have to go through some curiosity and exploration. It's okay to be curious. It's okay to think things. Like, it doesn't make you a terrible person to want something outside of the quote unquote norm. Um, but first thing you gotta do is build that nervous system safety. So before chasing that intensity, you gotta regulate your stress, improve your emotional safety. I need y'all to hear this one real good. Slow down. Slow down. Cause some people want to get to it so fast and rush it and all of those kind of things. Slow it down, baby. What Mary J say? Slow down, baby. Mama ain't going nowhere. Slow it down. That's all you gotta do. You gotta slow down a little bit. It's okay to take your time learning. It's okay to take your time getting your body in the space. Don't let nobody rush you when it comes to the exploration. Or if you and your partner are exploring together, slow down. I think a lot of people rush into the moments or the things and they haven't fully recognized how beautiful it is to go slow. It's okay to go slow. Um and then prioritize grounding. Like really ground yourself because that's necessary too when you're doing something new. Your nervous system is actually going to respond because it is unaware of what is happening. Your nervous system is like, what is this? I don't understand. I don't compute. So your nervous system is going to respond accordingly. Your nervous system is going to be like, "Oh, I don't like this. We're not going to do this. I'm out." That's what that nervous system gonna be like. I'm cool. So slow down, prioritize grounding, regulate your stress, and improve your emotional safety. Whoever it may be with, all of that good stuff. Um, Number three, have some conversation before the action. We be so ready for the action that we'll be talking about shit. We don't have no conversations about nothing. We be ready to get to the nothing. We don't be having conversations. We be ready to get to nothing, and that's it.
But having conversations while you're in the act of doing it is also very pleasurable because
Yes.
you're getting feedback from your partner while you're in the act of
Mm-hmm.
enjoying each other. So if you're telling that person, damn, baby, that feels so good to me. I like the way you touch
Period.
my back.
Listen, talk to me nice.
Yes. I like the way you choke me and you talk me through it. Those are things that people tend to
Overlook.
overlook
Mm-hmm.
because they be like, "Well, I just want to just get into it," and they just think, "Oh, if I hear her moan and groan, that's cool." But sometimes people I want to talk. I want you to talk to me. I mean, I want to be able to talk back to you and we interact while we're going through the emotions because to me that's sexy to me. That is just because you can if you're doing it right, you can feel the emotions come through their
Mm-hmm.
voice and it's just like, all right, you want me to do what? And
But
even if you're like me, that's very, very dominant, if you talk
mm-hmm.
the talk and walk the walk, this dominant girl becomes, yes, darling.
Not the yes, darling.
Yeah.
But like even before getting to all of that, like the conversation in the midst of,
Mhm.
yes. But some of us be so ready to getting to the do that we don't have conversations about much of anything. So you don't even know what to go into. You don't
And
even
what
know what you're stepping into or what that person is looking for from you. Like, talk to me about your thoughts and your fantasies and all of that kind of stuff because that gives me a playbook to an extent to know how to navigate because some people treat sex um like it's something you can do for everybody. Like, no, you don't use the same playbook when you don't use the same rhetoric when you working over there when you do over here. So it's not it's an individual sport. It's not a team sport. We playing one-on-one, not with everybody, you know. So you
Right.
just got to figure out what works for that person, have some conversations, discuss it, talk about it, understand why that's something that they like. Because if you have an understanding of why it's something that they fully enjoy and that why they like it may even be more pleasurable for you to do it because you have an understanding of why they like it. If you're just doing something because they said they like it and you would really don't have an understanding of why they like it, there's a difference. It's a
Yes.
major difference in knowing why somebody likes something and that somebody likes something. I might like being kissed on my neck, but you might not never know why. And so you just be doing it to be doing it. And I'd be like, why you keep doing it? It might become something totally different if you just randomly keep doing it and it's not something you don't even know why I like it. Like,
Right.
like back up.
Get
So yeah, discuss it with your person. Fully give them an understanding of why it's something that you like. Not just knowing that they like it, but understand why they like it. Get the meaning behind it, the emotional attachment to that thing. Like some people don't like kissing. Why don't you like kissing? That's weird as fuck to me.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning it's a lot more people that don't like kissing though. Shit is
Yeah.
weird
But
to
you,
me.
a lot of people say kissing. To me, kissing is the most intimate thing a person can do, and so some people be like, "Well, I can screw you and don't think nothing about it, but if I kiss you, then that's like a connection, and I don't want that connection. I just want to screw you." Well, baby, I like kissing, so if there's no kissing involved, you can never get to that other part of
To
me.
the other
So
part. And like I tried it. It don't feel the same. It
yeah.
don't feel the same. That shit feel crazy. It feel like we skipped something.
Feel like you in like what a teenager, and that's when you're just learning to be like,
You know what it
okay,
feels like when you don't kiss? You know when
what?
you put some shit together and some screws is left out and you like, oh, it'll be fine. That's what the fuck it feel
Like
like.
it's gonna break down.
Yeah, like it feels like the shit is incomplete. Something did not the steps was missed.
Yes,
Um and if we aren't in a space where we can be kissing on each other or right, we really want to kiss each other, then I don't want to do that. I don't want to do nothing with you. If we can't kiss, I'm cool.
baby.
Because I've done it before and the sex feels weird. The sex feels like it's incomplete. Or it feels like you got the car in neutral and not in drive.
Mm,
Cause if we would have got the kissing and did a little bit more, the car could have got like the car. This motherfucker could be glad, you
right.
know. When we don't do none of that preliminary stuff, it just feel like we got the car in neutral and we just rolling. Some shit don't feel right. We got this motherfucking neutral when we could be out here coasting, baby. So I think that's the difference for me. I don't. Everybody got their own thing, but for me, that's the difference. So, um, the other thing is to learn the difference between arousal and capacity. So just because something turns you on does not mean you are emotionally prepared for it and your body can sustain it safely. And that's okay. So that's the difference. Just because it's something that make your little ass horny and turn you on and get you in the mood, it don't mean that your body can sustain it or actively be present for that thing.
Right.
Because sometimes we be pushing our body beyond the limits that it needs to go. Everything ain't for everybody. Just know that everything ain't for everybody, okay? Um Explore gradually instead of drastically. Like, it's okay to take your time, y'all. It's okay. And that just kind of reiterates what I said earlier about slowing down. People often overwhelm themselves trying to jump fully into fantasies. So, safer exploration looks like small steps, emotional check ins, slow pacing, and staying connected to your body. One of the things a lot of us do is ignore our bodies in the moment. Your body feels disconnected. It's okay to say, hey, let's slow down. Or it's okay to say, can we stop or can we pause for a minute? It's okay. I
Right.
think I think we live in such a porn culture that that people expect their partners to show up like it would in a pornography. Like to show up, to be present, to act, all of the things that that we see in pornographies. I think a lot of people have that expectation. Even when it comes down to the moaning and stuff, like people have that expectation. And sometimes it's not a realistic expectation that's how it's going to be.
That's true. Because, baby,
Um,
don't y'all realize the voices and stuff sometimes be on a loop? They loop it back over and over again to give you that sexual sound.
that's why sometimes you don't see their faces.
Because
Because the sound is not coming from them, especially if it's one that had a little bit of a budget.
yeah,
Now, if it's just a husband and wife at the house and you happen to scroll past it, that's different than somebody who had a budget to be able to put it together. So that's why you don't see some of their mouths or none of that kind of shit going on. So be mindful that the way that you see things taking place or unfolding on porn and all of that kind of stuff, it is not real life. Just like you can't be out here hunching on nobody the way that you would,
where you
the
used to
way
see
you see it happening on there, it ain't gonna happen with that person. So
it.
just make sure you stay connected to your body, stay connected to yourself. And if you feel like your person isn't fully present, it's okay to say slow down or let's back up or any of that. Because some people get fully into their own pleasure during the moment instead of it being mutual pleasure. Like some people get selfish, and that's okay. For you to say, no, I don't feel like you're present right now. I don't feel like this connection is what I need it to be. So,
Ooh, I have a
um,
question. When you
mhm.
just when you said some people get selfish, um, how would you react um in the middle? Because I've been in situations where it's like, so we came together to do this, and it's all about you. It's not anything about my pleasure. So how would you? Okay, say you had a girlfriend and the girlfriend came to you and she was telling you, "Hey, this is going on." How would you have a conversation with her how to deal with that
How
type
to
of
deal
situation?
with that situation?
Like,
Um, like I would tell her to address it
mm,
because if every time we come together that I recognize that the pleasure shifts from it being about us to being about you, and then when you get what you need from it, then you just gone from it. Like, mm-mm. So I would definitely say address it, have a conversation with that person, have a conversation to say what it is that you're actually feeling. One of the things a lot of us sugarcoat or don't actively say, we don't say what displeases us during sex. We don't say what displeases us about that moment or nothing. We are always trying to people please when it comes to sex. And it makes people who are bad lovers worse lovers.
sure do.
Because if nobody tells you that you aren't actually as good at this,
As you think you are.
as you think you are, then that person is going to continue to do that thing because they think it's so great. Like they think it's so great. They think they're so good at it. And I remember a guy was like, "Oh yeah, like people tell me this, that, the third, or whatever. Or my head is amazing, and I got it." And I was like, "But it's not. But it's not." And it might have been to them, but you can't do the same thing over there that you doing over here because what I like, they may not like, or vice versa. So that's why I tell people shut up when it comes to talking about what you can do or how amazing you are, because you might be asked to somebody who likes it differently.
Right.
It's okay for you to be like, "Oh, I'm really good at this." But also, it's okay for you to have to learn something when it comes down to how you perform. A lot of people think their performance is just stellar because they was able to have somebody else feeling a type of way, or the experience for somebody else when they left it was amazing. And
Right.
then you get with somebody else and they be like, "Oh, that was cool." Now your ego is Now your ego is bruised because you came to the table with the idea or the thought that your shit was just so amazing.
But that's the thing, because people get caught up in those types of labels, and instead of having the conversation with the next person, or even learning that body, what the last female you had, my body's built totally different from that person. So my body, the way you touch my body, is different. I want to be touched
Mhm.
different. Then you can't come over here and be like, okay, come on, we're gonna wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Who does that?
Who that's who that's for?
Who does that?
Who that's
We
for?
grown up over here, baby. We do ours over here. What is you playing with? We don't do that. So it's like, just because a girl like that, don't mean this chocolate bar is gonna like that.
Absolutely.
And so I
So
you have to learn your person, and it's like, I would never go to my partner and be like, well, I was over here and I had this man's whole world shook.
right.
And then I come to him and I think, I'm going to do the same thing on him. No, I'm going to learn. I'm not even going to speak on it. I'm going to learn this man's body. And once I'll be like, oh, so if
That's
I do
it.
this,
You can't even talk about what you was doing over there
no,
because you get over here and it might be straight
trash,
dumpster juice.
trash,
Straight garbage juice, okay?
trash.
Like that's why I say all the time, like I'm not about to talk about my stuff like that.
Never,
And that's why
never.
people be like, "Oh, is it good?" I don't know.
That's my line. I don't know.
I don't know.
I ain't never,
Is it?
I ain't never slept with it, so I don't know. I don't know what it feels like.
I don't know. It may be to you. I don't know, Playboy. I can't tell you.
I go
Cause
one.
what might have one person out here stalking you in the daytime with a flashlight might have somebody else ghosting and blocking your ass. So
Trying
it's
to
the
throw
difference.
that away. He'd be like, stay away, stay
No,
away.
don't
I don't.
ever go back to that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful. So that would be my discussion, is literally talk to your person. Talk to them about what you like, what you enjoy, what is necessary for you to have pleasure with them. Like we just said, the whole not kissing thing. No, that is not pleasurable to me. That's
mm,
not. I want to kiss. I want, like, kissing. I feel like you can have a whole different experience just with kissing alone.
you can,
Like
you
just
can.
kissing on your person and being horny teenager, like activity, because that's what you did when you was a teenager. You was too
Yeah,
scared to get the hunches, so y'all was just gonna kiss and rub on each other.
carpet burns. That's
Yeah,
what it
listen. You up here got denim denim
burns.
burns because you didn't rubbed up against each other jeans for so long. Like, do that.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being so enthralled with your person that you're not even rushing to get to the sex, like the penetration part. You are so involved in the feel good of these kisses and touching and stimulation. Like, people forget that your body has all of these synapses and all of this other kind of stuff on it for that reason, for the stimulation. Like, come on, stop playing. Stop rushing. That's the other part. Stop rushing to get to the things. Stop rushing to get to all of that. Have a little, slow it down a little bit. So, who
But
talking about we nasty?
you don't even know the half of it, darling. But okay.
And I meant to show all of these little nasty comments from Moses up here.
Girl.
Talking about we always want to be gangster. Boy, shut up. Hey Frida. Hey mamas. What's up? Okay. We are 23 away from 1K. Go ahead over there. Go on and do it. Do it. Go ahead and hit that 20. Let's go ahead and hit that before the end of the month. What's that? That's less than, go ahead, a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
A
And you know
couple
what?
of days. Go ahead. We almost there. Almost there. What they say in that Disney movie. Yeah, we almost there, y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe over
Subscribe.
there on the YouTube channel and hit that bell right next to it so you can get notified each and every time we go live. All right.
And you
Hit
know
that
what?
bell so we can get it cracking. But yeah, you definitely have to move differently depending on the person. So I would tell my own girl, like, tell them, have the conversation, tell him what it is that you need from him.
Mm-hmm.
I think so many of us are afraid of those conversations, which is why a lot of us aren't able to tap into that fantasy. We aren't able to tap into that fantasy or that exploration, whether individually or with our partner, because we're afraid to have the real conversations. We're afraid to say, baby, that doesn't make me feel good. I don't like when you do that. Because we can easily tell somebody that we don't like something.
Yep.
Because
Really
what I mean, what else you gonna let them do? Just keep gnawing on your joint? You gonna let them just keep chewing on you and you don't like to be chewed on? That's insane.
It's true. That's true.
It's insane. So open up your mouth. Tell somebody you don't like something. Tell them, that I would prefer you do this instead of that.
Mm.
Because I know a lot of us talk about, and I've seen plenty of videos where they talk about women don't like this.
Oh, hell no. What is that?
When they doing this.
What is that? Who does that?
And plenty of women have said they don't like when y'all do that. Don't, it's not a scratch off. So
No.
it's okay to tell your person what you don't like so that they not out here doing stuff that now you so busy that you're so uncomfortable that you can't even enjoy the rest of the stuff because now you didn't get irritated because they up there doing this and you don't even like that.
You better slap their hand. That don't work for me. That don't work for me. What are you doing? Stop. Step off.
I would lose my shit if somebody popped my hand. Like, what?
I'll be like, step off. That is not working for me. I know, look, knowing me, because I have no like, stop, peasant. Just stop. Because
I
that
would
is
lose
not
my shit if somebody popped my hand. Like, don't do that. What?
No, thump it.
Don't be popping me. You better tell me. You better
No,
open your
don't do
mouth.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Then we'll be in there wrestling because now you didn't put your hands.
But it's like people don't understand. I looked up the human body and the sensory nerves.
Uh-huh.
It has thousands of sensory nerve endings involved in pleasure, touch, arousal, and intimacy. Not just in. A lot of people think it's just in the our little get them right places.
That's why they have erogenous zones.
Right. So the sexual sensation is actually a full body. Let me say it again, a full body experience connected through the nervous system, brain, skin, hormones, and emotional responses.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the major pleasure sensitive areas, of course, everybody knows it's going to be your lips. But some of them that you don't know is your scalp, your hands, your fingertips,
The tips,
the
the
fingertips,
ears,
your hips, especially men where the
the
pelvic
pelvic bone.
it dips. Yep, your feet for some people, the
Mm-hmm.
butt. People don't understand that. And then when you look at it, the skin contains millions of sensory receptors that respond to pleasure, temperature, touch, vibration, pain, pleasure, contrast. So people don't understand there's other ways of getting this connection to a person besides penetration.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta dive deep in there and learn there's other places besides you going straight to my honeypot, baby.
For real. And y'all know what? It's okay to pick up a book.
Baby.
It's
Pick it
okay
up.
to pick up a book. If you don't want to pick up a physical book, it's okay to listen to a book.
Yep.
Learn some shit.
Yep.
Because the one thing that I hate is an uneducated motherfucker swearing they know some shit about some shit that they don't know nothing about. But if you're not reading and you're not actively educating yourself on some of the things that you say that you enjoy or love, especially if you talk about how much you love pleasure or how much you enjoy pleasure, but you have yet to read anything outside of the captions on a TV show,
Mm-hmm.
please help me understand how it's something that you love when you're not actively educating yourself on it, when you're not actively learning something new about it.
Uh,
Um, even when it comes to, and this might not make sense to y'all, but even when it comes to what we do when it comes to podcasting, we got to learn something new all the time. We got to
yeah.
learn new equipment. We got to learn new platforms. We got to learn all the new things. Why? Because we love it. And you have to do things differently when you love something. So if you just going to be sitting up here acting like you love it and you're not actively learning or educating yourself or taking the time to even have conversations about it, hello, welcome to PGC After Dark. Or listening to podcasts about it,
Right.
then you cannot say that you love something. Love something means being curious, being open, being engaging about those things. So even if it's a person, you cannot actively say you like somebody if you are not curious about them. If you're
That's
not curious about me, if you don't ask me no questions, or you don't know nothing, like you're not intrigued enough to ask some questions about me, you don't like me. And that's one thing I've noticed. People that like you or truly want to get to know you, they are going to engage. They're going to ask questions. I'm nosy than a motherfucker. I love asking questions. So tell me why your mama and daddy not together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask some crazy ass questions too. Tell me, have you ever witnessed your daddy slap your mama? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because then it
right.
helps me gauge insight. And it might not just necessarily be that I like you, but I just want to ask some crazy shit just to see how you would respond to my off the wall ass questions.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the question one time and the motherfucker was like, "What?" They answered that shit though. And I'll post. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask the question in the Facebook group. So if you're in the Facebook group, you can go in there and see the question that I asked. I'm gonna post it in there right after the show. But yeah, be in engaged and curious about the person that you say that you like helps you when it comes down to the fantasy, when it comes down to the exploration, when it comes down to all of that. We literally have to just um stop rushing everything, stop moving fast with everything. That moving fast and doing stuff and trying to hurry up just because you want to just get your nut off, that's not gonna help neither one of y'all. Because first
Mhm.
of all, you're not gonna get your nut off on me and I'm not done.
Yes, that is like the most frustrating thing a person can do to another person.
And then if I don't get mine, you best motherfucking believe I'm gonna pull that little thing out that drawer right in your face.
And that would frustrate a person real quick. What you need that for? You don't need that.
Yes, I do.
Unless you got the right person and be like, oh, for real? Okay. We should really have some.
Then it becomes a different situation at that point. Then it becomes so totally different. Then like, oh,
Baby.
I mean,
Mm.
give me a minute. You know that might intrigue somebody. Give me a minute. Hold on.
Mm.
What you doing? Um, so it might engage somebody else, but um, yeah, we got to do better about like all of the things that help us to step outside of reality, but also making sure that our nervous systems are being regulated often. That regulation is going to help us to fully be engaged in the exploration.
Yes.
We just can't be escaping. We got to go into the exploration with a thought process and intentionality because the energy is different when you just escaping versus you're actively exploring things. So
Yeah.
that's all, y'all. Make sure make sure you all check out PGC Tuesdays, the Fat Girl Chronicles on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10 p.m. And then on Wednesdays, we have lyrical lessons with Leo. The first two episodes are up. So head on over to YouTube and check them out. Okay, go ahead and leave me a couple comments. Let me know if you like it or not. Let me know what you think. And then Thursdays, Thursday night live with is the team up show with Sarkarians and PGC Media. So tap in on Thursdays, and then we'll be back once again next week on Friday. Crazy Rich Aunties, we will be back. And next week, y'all want to know what we talking about next week? Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you what we talking about next week. If my thing scroll correctly, if it scroll right, I can show y'all what we talking about. We are talking about sexually open, emotionally frozen.
Mm.
We gonna talk about what that looks like when you are sexually open, but them emotions is out here frozen like old girl from the movie Frozen. You gotta let it go. Okay, y'all know what I'm trying to say though. But sexually open and emotionally frozen. And then the following week, we are tapping into the libido blueprint. And then lastly, we are doing control, consent, and catharsis. Y'all go look up that word catharsis and come back and tell me what it means when we get ready to do that show. Y'all got a couple of weeks to go look it up, learn something about it, and then put it in the comments about what you learned, what you know, what you done knew, what you done learned new. Okay? But control, consent, and catharsis. Uh, then we got sexually open, emotionally frozen, and the libido blueprint coming up from PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. We thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in with us on tonight. We appreciate y'all for rocking with myself, Auntie Leo, and Auntie Gina Marie. We ask that y'all stay tuned for all of the things that we got going on. And we do have a new show coming up. It's called PGC Unplugged, where we tap in with artists, authors, musicians, brands, and all things community and everything else. So make sure you tap into all of that amazingness, because we're going to be promoting different stuff over there that you don't get on Tuesday or that you don't get on Friday. All right. So we expect y'all to be prepared to join us on PGC Plugged In, and that premieres next week on Thursday. All right. We up out of this thing. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And whatever y'all do for the evening and the rest of the week, keep it sexy, keep it classy, and keep it rated R. Okay? Go ahead and be rated R for a change in your life. You know what I'm saying? Go do something different. And we up out of this thing, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Good night.
All right.
Trust, dependency, love, respect, passion, pain, intimacy, pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.